Get.
Alright, go ahead.
Hello everyone, this is Razorflamekun, and this is Pokemon Puzzle Challenge. We're going to be doing all the difficulties for you. Each difficulty has its own sort of rules that we're going to be following in order to beat the opponents easily. We're going to go ahead and get started though. Just letting you know that if you see me after fighting an opponent, if you see me restart the game, that's because the difficulty has ended. I will let you also know when time is. So we're going to go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1, go. So easy mode is extremely easy. You just spam combos and chains until you're done. So for those that don't know, combos are going to be the red numbers, and chains are going to be the blue numbers. Chains, you should be able to see the chains easily. It's the times number in green. Chains are when you should. I can explain chains as I do one, and combos as well. So this is a combo when you do more than 3. This is a chain when you drop onto it like that. And there's other things that you'll see later on that I will explain. But for the most part, easy is easy. There's 8 stages. And like I said, all you're doing is spamming you're spamming chains and combos to win. That's it. At the beginning of every single fight, you want to raise the stack because that is how you that's how you get more panels to work with. In terms of time, we're looking for about 10 to 15 seconds times. Each enemy is going to get progressively more HP, so it's going to take more to kill. The usual tropes of these kind of games. There we go. That was a slow fight, though. And just letting you know that you're stuck with me for the next 5-ish hours, or the next 3 or so runs. That should be good. No. There is no difference. Actually there is a difference, sorry. If you choose a Pokemon other than Chikorita, then you lose frames. I don't really care about losing frames. I care about giving what the people want. So I'm going to show a variety of Pokemon throughout the entire run. Yeah, it's a Razorflame block. This run's pretty safe. It's just extremely RNG heavy, especially towards the end. Right there, you actually saw a advanced technique. I'll explain it more when we get it, when it happens again, but right now I can't really explain it without trying to show you. Let's see if I can do it in this fight. Nope, not in this fight. Because it's going to be over by the time I would get to show you. Nope, not done yet. That should kill. Okay, so that's the end of easy. We move on to normal now. Normal, HP has HP is more, so you have to do more chains and chains and combos. So in normal, you're looking for about a 4 chain with a couple of 4, 5, and 6 combos to defeat most enemies in the early parts. In the later parts, it's going to take 5 or 6 chains in order to defeat the opponents. There's a advanced technique there. Sometimes just the way that it's just the way that the chain is done, you can stop it in midair, and that creates the chain. I don't know how it works, but it's a certain frame window. But that's an advanced technique that you might see me use later on. That's the advanced technique I was telling you about earlier. So that is a 2-frame window you have to swap. If you swap the panel within 2 frames, you get the chain extension on there. It only happens when you're switching between 2 panels. There's another advanced technique you might see later on, which involves taking a panel out of mid-air. That is frame perfect. In terms of times, we're looking at between 13 and 20-second times. Maybe longer in the later parts. And it looks like we've met the bonus run for Super Off-Road. That's really good, so can't wait to see that. There isn't much else to explain in this difficulty. There's going to be a lot more to explain in the later difficulties, though, so don't worry. And that should be dead. So that's what I would consider a suboptimal fight. So in terms of normal, this fight goes through 12 stages. And you're going to hear the worst sound in video game history. Part 1. In 2 stages. By the way, what the heck? By the way, that's a meme. And if you know which Pokemon we're talking about, you'll know why it's why it's like that. But be warned, in one more stage, you're gonna hear the worst sound in video game history. So right after this stage, and it's part 1, you're gonna hear it 4 times in this run. Here we go. Monster Racer, you're about to hear. This one doesn't give the full effect, but in the next difficulty, it'll start to it'll start to be much worse. That's the worst sound, and this is the second worst sound in video game history. Yeah, I never said it was intolerable, I just said it was really bad. There we go. Yeah, that's true. It can only take so much abuse. We're coming up on the end. There's 2 more stages left. We have him on top and then Murkrow. Murkrow being the last, in the last fight in this stage. Or in this difficulty, I should say. The reason why you're, one thing, if you're seeing how I'm pushing all the way to top and you're wondering how I'm still living, that's because there's stop time. When you get to the top, you have a few seconds of grace that you can actually do stuff before you die. And that is heavily abused in all of the runs. That also is the case when you are to the top of the screen, when the garbage is to the top of the screen like that as well. Okay, that should be the end. That's the end of this difficulty. So we restart, and then we go straight into hard. Hard is the next difficulty. Hard is much harder. You're looking for stages, you're looking for about 15 to 25 seconds time stages. And you're also looking for longer chains. This is also where you're going to start to see them heal. I'll explain more about healing when it actually just healed. So, Pokemon can heal. Enemies can heal in this game. If you notice a sudden increase in their HP, that's because they healed. So that was a really bad Pidgey. Really bad. But I'm fine with it. So now I'm using Chikorita. It's the one that doesn't lose you anytime because it's the default selected Pokemon. Come on. This is ending up being a very slow fight. Yeah, that was a very slow fight as well, but we're still good. After this fight, I'll switch to a different Pokemon so you can hear a different one. One thing you might notice is that after every the drop speed of the panels is going to be increasing after every fight. So what that means is you have less time to do chains and combos, or chains mainly. That should kill. In terms of my PBs for the difficulty so far, my PB on easy is 3 minutes 56 seconds, 6:53 for normal, and 9:39 for hard. Okay, so this stage is not going well. There we go, got that. And that should kill. Albeit that was a very slow fight. But the time variance between difficulties, I don't really care about my times for the first 3 difficulties. It's when we start getting into super hard and intense, that's when the time variance is gonna start getting immense. So in terms of how much damage you have to do to these fights, you have to do like a 10 or sometimes even an 11 chain to kill, which is a big jump from the previous difficulty. Alright, I was gonna switch Pokemon, and I'll do that after this fight. Dropped that combo, or that chain, quite a bit earlier than I wanted to. Okay, that's good. That's a time that we are going to... yes, there are. You'll see them in 9. Stages 9 through 12 have their own soundtrack, and stage 13 has its own soundtrack. Another thing that you might notice is that they're gonna start, the garbage that they start sending is gonna be a lot more. I actually like this soundtrack quite a bit. Not as good as Pokemon Puzzle League though, but this soundtrack is pretty good. Good fights so far. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and switch to a different Pokemon now. So next we have Worst Sound in Video Game History Part 2 now. This one's gonna be much worse. That was a good start. Then all I have to do is that, and that should be dead. You're, for the most part though, you're not going to be able to hear much of the soundtrack because I'm going to be doing the fights so fast that you're not going to be able to hear any much of the soundtrack. This, if I haven't said it already, this goes all the way through Lance. So we have 13 stages to go through, and that's going to be the norm for all of the rest of the stages, or the difficulties. They're going to be going all the way through Lance. Overall, this run started off, this difficulty started off rough, but it's gotten a lot better. One thing to note is that the blocks that the garbage turns into is completely random. And that should be dead. Okay, so we have one more fight after this, and then that'll be the end of this difficulty, and then we get into super hard, which is where you're going to start to see a lot more, Like, fights are going to start lasting a lot longer and stuff like that. It's where the game starts getting hard. And that should be dead. So now we have Dragonite, or Lance. This is the last fight in this difficulty, and the next 3. Okay, that's the end of that difficulty. We're on to super hard now. Super hard is unlocked through a code, which is shown after you beat hard mode. In this difficulty, you're gonna see a lot more. You should see a lot more high chains. Like around that level of chain. Because these enemies have a lot more HP, a lot. And they start sending a lot more garbage as well. Alright. Well, WRP beater, if you think that if you think super hard is hard, there's another difficulty that's even harder. And that's the one we're playing next. In this difficulty, the highest chain that opponents can do is a times 5. There's a heal. The exclamation blocks, mark blocks are called shock blocks. They are the, they send over a steel bar. Yeah, Monster Racer, this is not a roguelike, so, but it's an extremely RNG heavy game. Like, extreme. And you'll see what I mean in the next difficulty. And these game modes are hard. I'm just making them look easy. Like, these are easy, for me. I don't die. There's actually no such thing as a full clear in this game. Okay, in terms of, we're looking for 30 to 50 second times in this difficulty. So here you can start to see literally how much garbage these guys start sending. These guys start sending a lot of garbage. And there's a heal as well. And that should be the end of that fight. So my PB in this difficulty is 15:15. Yeah. There's a fairly big... Although this isn't a match 3 game, it's a puzzle league game. And there is a difference. Oop. So you're going to start seeing staggered chains starting with this difficulty, which is what you just saw, where you stagger them by one and you get an additional chain off of it. You're swapping. You're swapping panels. That's what makes it different. It's its own genre of game. Let's just put it that way. There's a heal. So, healing in this game. In this difficulty, they can do it a couple times, but in other difficulties, they can do it as much as they want. You're still alive. You shouldn't still be alive. That should kill you. Okay. Tactics. In this difficulty, get big chains and 5 or 6 combos and kill. That's a nice chain. Also works on the video game history part 3. Alright, second worst sound in video game history part 3. That should kill. There we go. Alright, this is one of the trollier enemies in this difficulty and the next difficulty. Ah, okay, that's my fault. I raised once too much. It's fine though, it's only 7 seconds in. Yeah, you in this difficulty you have you only have a certain number of chances to defeat the opponent. If you don't do it in that period of time, then you have to restart from the very beginning. I normally do not die on this difficulty though. There we go. Nope, we don't go back to easy. There is no permadeath in this game. If there was, I would not be speedrunning this category. The steel block you see there acts as a different kind of garbage block, so that is why you saw that it did not clear anything above it. There's another heal. Like I said, you're gonna see that in the next difficulty, because the next difficulty is intense, and it is very intense. I'm not gonna be able to talk very much during that. All right. That was another heal, I'm pretty sure. Okay, this should be the end of this difficulty. Soon. That should be it. Hopefully. That's another death. That's really, really, really bad. But that shows you that even the best runners of this game can get tripped up sometimes by this game. That should be death. Okay, we're good. On to intense. Alright, this is intense, and you'll see why it's intense very soon. Very first enemy, it can send 10 chains at you. So you're going to see a lot more garbage play in this difficulty. Yes. Computer's playing the game, you just can't see it. Computer equals the HP bar next to the opponent. You're gonna see that the garbage is always gonna be high for me. And that is, like, there's always gonna be garbage coming down on me. Usually you're not supposed to catch up to this. And that's first fight. So first fight can fights in this difficulty can last as long, literally a long time. What I'm looking for 1.5 to 2 minute fights, but they can go on for a very long time because of the healing in this difficulty, and you'll see that healing probably fairly soon. Just keep an eye on the opponent's HP bar, which is next to his picture, and you'll see what I mean by the healing. It only happens after you deal a certain amount of damage. Which we should be in range right now, but the idea is to avoid that range altogether. There's a heal right now. This is not a good setup with split. That was really bad. I'm surprised I lived through it, because split garbage like that is very deadly. Just keep an eye on that garbage, that HP. You'll know they're about to heal when they don't do anything for a while. They stop attacking for a while. You're also going to start seeing a lot more staggered chains in this difficulty. There's another heal. I'm also not going to be able to read chat during this difficulty. There we go. We're done with that. We're done with that fight. Well, that's what I'm doing. It just takes a while. Oh, that was a frame perfect there. Nice. It is completely different to S-Hard. He's in heal range now. Whenever they're below 40% of their max health, they can heal. So he can heal. And speaking of healing, didn't do anything for a while. He healed. She healed. Not doing anything for a while, probably gonna heal. Nice! That is good. That's a good time. Missed the 2-frame. Got the 2-frame there. Missed 2-frame there. So the strategy for this is you want to try and get a big chain going when he's about half health, and you want to kill it with that chain. Because if you don't, you're going to have problems killing it then, because it's just gonna be, you're gonna be in a vicious heal cycle the rest of the fight. Speaking of heal, already healed. And healed again. Yeah, these guys, if they want to, they can heal twice in a row. This is a death. This is the difficulty that you're going to die a lot on. You would prefer it not to happen that far into a fight, though. Because of how hard this difficulty is, you have infinite continues in this difficulty, and I have yet to zero continue this difficulty. Nope. There was no I had no play left to clear any of the garbage. Okay, so right around here is where I would want to try and kill all the way from, but I didn't have the right garbage stack to do it. There we go. Oh, well, that's in the past now. I got through the fight fairly quickly after that. Missed 2-frame. Might not be in heal range, but probably is in heal range from here. In fact, I already know he's in heal range because he healed already. Knowing when to stop the chain is very important in this difficulty. There we go. Oh, hey Mal. How are you? Sorry, I thought you were someone else. That was my fault. But that's you want it to be that that far. If you're gonna die, you want it to be that far into the fight or less. Alright, let's get this done. That was a bad mistake. Oh, nope. We're good. Almost died there. We'll just ignore that. Happens. It's 2-frame there. There we go. We're through that fight. Skip. It's impossible to game over because you have infinite continues, so you just keep playing over and over and over until you actually quit the game. Okay, I'm gonna try and kill from here if he doesn't heal. Although that's not a good sign, because now he's in heal range. Again, the steel blocks count as a different garbage type than the other blocks, which is why they clear separately. Missed 2-frame there. And there's a heal. So this is where most of the RNG in the game comes from, is this difficulty. That should kill, that should kill. We're good. So I don't know, I have no idea what the timer's at right now, but if it's around an hour, if it's around 45-50 minutes, we're good. Or a little bit more, that's still good. At an hour now? Okay. That's fine. We should be fine from here. It's not gonna PB, but we should be fine from here. Gonna try and kill from here. And didn't quite get enough damage. And there's a heal. That should be good. Boom. Perfect. So we have 5. This is going to be the most annoying version of Jinx, just letting you know. You're going to hear Jinxes cry a lot. So if you didn't think this was Jinx's noise was bad enough, this is where you're gonna think it's absolutely unbearable. Didn't get enough damage on her to kill her from here though. There. Boom. Those last 2 stages have been really good. Okay, perfect. We are good. We are on good setup for killing it, possibly here. Nope, it's not gonna happen anymore. And I believe it's in heal range too. Yeah, it already healed. There's another heal. But we're getting up to the trolliest enemy very soon, and that's Hitmontop, because he has the most HP in the out of all the Pokemon in the entire game. There's another heal. Oh, there's another heal. Here you have to be very careful that you leave yourself with enough panels to do something. If you don't, you die. Oh, what? That should have procced a chain. I don't know why it didn't proc a chain. There we go, we're done. With that. Okay, this is the hardest fight in the game. Maybe second hardest, but this is the one that control the most. Because it has the most HP in the entire game. Missed 2 frame there. Okay, we're good, so I have to kill from here. Which is easier said than done. I'm not gonna be able to kill from here, there's not enough blocks. So he's in heal range now. Which makes this fight significantly scarier. More scary. More scary. That might kill. Ah, nice! That's like one of the best M-on-tops I've ever had. This is the other dirty devil that can actually really screw with you. And you'll see why very soon. Because it's mostly because of how fast she can attack. As you're seeing right now. Probably gonna heal here. Yep, healed. There we go. Okay, so time is going to be coming up at the very end of this next fight. I'll call time when it happens. He's in heal range. I saw what I could have done, but I didn't have enough stop time to do it. Alright. Don't think he's in heal range. Now he's in heal range. Okay, I'm gonna end it after this. Time! Alright. There's one game down. Anyways, if you guys want to speedrun this game, you don't have to speedrun this difficulty, but you can speedrun any of the other difficulties. There's a speedrun.com leaderboard, and you can go to Puzzle General Discord to play, to learn more. Anyways, next up is going to be Dungeon Hearts on hard. It's the most volatile of my 3 runs.